is to try to get as many of these tools in your hands as possible. I mean, I certainly can't do that, all these tools, but be able to kind of blitz and give you as much that you can take away with you today. I'm going to be teaching a little bit about some of the creative concepts behind them, when to use these things, how to use them, and we're actually going to do that today. So we're going to start moving. So this first tool is called the alternative uses. This is something that's been around for a very long time, and this relates to something called divergent thinking. And actually, I just remembered I need to share a video with you about divergent thinking. So let me pull that up first. My apologies. Share screen, optimize, and here you go.
Divergent and convergent thinking is the most fundamental element of creative problem solving. Most of us who work in complex organizations are very well trained from an analytic perspective. We're really good at dissecting problems, at analyzing them, and at making decisions. What we culturally are not as well trained in is coming up with ideas and developing a climate in which it is safe to come up with ideas. Convergent and divergent thinking are different parts of the same process of coming up with ideas and thinking about what you want to do with those ideas. And the best way to explain divergent and convergent thinking is to have you do an exercise. So if you could all stand up for me, please. The first thing we do is reach for the sky. So it's reach, 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 stretch, 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 and now bend over and to the best of your ability, touch your toes. Are you doing it? And just hang for a minute. Think a little bit about what you're feeling in your body as you do this. All right, and make yourselves comfortable in your chairs. What happened when you were reaching for the stars? What did that feel like in your body?
Empowering.
Empowering?
It felt good.
It felt good. What was good about it?
It felt like I was stretching some muscles that I haven't stretched in a while.
Excellent. Anybody else? One more.
It felt like it was waking me up.
Waking you up. Divergent thinking, in essence, is coming up with ideas, going out and exploring possibilities. And to come up with new ideas, you generally have to reach out there. And you have to go up and you have to be in an expansive place where there is some blue sky. And what about when you bent over to touch your toes?
Heavy.
Heavy?
Depressing.
Depressing?
Restrictive.
More restrictive? Convergent thinking is about taking ideas, thinking about them, reflecting on them, improving them, and coming up with decisions. In yoga, the bent over positions are known as the more reflective positions. So convergent thinking is that part of the process when you are more reflective, when you are more analytic. Can you reach for the sky and touch your toes at the same time? No? It's like a craziness, right? Makes no sense. You're one place and then you're the other, and they are quite different. Coming up with new ideas and making decisions about them are very different things. Yet, what happens typically in a meeting? We try to do both at the same time. Someone says, we need some ideas. And someone says, I have an idea, here it is. And somebody else says, well, we tried that last year, it didn't work. That's going to take too long. Too expensive. And by then, no one's ever going to have another idea, ever. Have we all been to that meeting? We're putting our foot on the gas and the brake, gas and the brake. We're reaching up or reaching down. It fundamentally shuts down anyone from having an idea because they're already anticipating that someone is going to have a reason not to go for it. And it doesn't give anyone the opportunity to really explore. So one of the essential rules when you're trying to come up with ideas is spend a certain amount of time, whatever it is, coming up with ideas, not judging them, not holding them back, and then separating that distinctly and deliberately from the process of taking that idea and evaluating it and doing something with it.
Love that video. So there's a couple of different things that she was talking about. First of all, convergent and divergent thinking are part of the same process, right? And so as much as I like to talk about divergent thinking and love it, and coming up with ideas, being able to recognize that if you're only diverging and coming up with ideas and you never converge, that puts a strain on the system. Also, conversely, if you're only focusing on convergent, which is what we normally do, as she was saying, and you never have time to have that blue sky thinking and give yourself permission to live in that, that's also difficult. She also, did anybody catch when she said, ask the question, can you reach for the sky and touch your toes at the same time? And she referred to those meetings that someone comes up with an idea and then someone immediately has a retort of why that might not be the best idea. Has anybody, show of hands, been a part of a meeting like that before? Yeah, everybody's been part of a meeting like that. So there's a lot of great stuff in that video, and we'll send that to you after. But you can also Google Harvard Convergent Divergent Thinking if you want to look it up for yourself. Let me see. Oh, now with that being said, what I'm going to be doing for this first exercise. This is one of the first convergent or divergent thinking exercises, and there's a lot of different divergent thinking exercises. And although our brain isn't really, it's not technically a muscle, I'll refer to this as our divergent thinking muscle. For some people, when we start doing divergent thinking, it can, just like if you haven't done something in a long time, it can be difficult when you start doing it again. And so if you haven't been exercising this muscle, you might find yourself getting mentally exhausted. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And so for this, I'll be asking if people can grab a pen. And so once we have this pen, can you see me right now? Can you type in the chat? I can't see anyone. Yes, no, maybe so. Great. All right. Sweet. All right. So you have this pen.
Hey, Mitch, can you close and reshare your screen? It's kind of a little wonky.
That fix it?
No, but it's not a functional problem yet. So I'll let you know if it's a problem.
If I go over to the next one.
Yeah, it's just some of it's a little blocked out.
I also can shift it a little bit. If I do it this way, does this solve the problem? Is that all right?
Yeah, it's the same issue. Why don't you go back to what you were doing the first time, and I'll let you know if it becomes a problem.
All right, very good. Let me just present this. All righty. So this is again called the alternative uses test. And what we do is we actually take an object like a pen, or I think the first one that was done was a brick. So if we all have a brick laying around, but for this, you can try it with that. But take this pen, and what we're going to do as a group is we're going to come up with as many alternative uses for this pen as we are able to do in the next 2 minutes. And so, for instance, or another way to word it is that don't tell me what this is, tell me what it could be. So it's not a pen, it's a squirt gun. It's not a pen, it's a javelin. Those don't count. But so yeah, that pen, play with it, see what you can do. And when you're ready, go ahead and just type into chat as many as we can get. 2 minutes. I'm going to start my own personal timer. And go. It's not a pin, it's a rocket. Timer is going. It's a communicator. It's like a crowbar. Nice. It's not a pen. Good. It's not a pen. It's a head scratcher. Good, Kenny. Nice. You're right. It's not a pen. It's a straw. Good. It's a launching pad. Yes. Oh, it's a mini pogo stick. Boom, boom. It's not a pen. It's a alignment tool. Nice. A pointer. A lever. A clip. A weapon. It's a secret hiding place if you take it apart. Keep going. You have 60 seconds left. It's not a pen. It's good. It's a pointer, punch, drinking straw, funnel. Good. It's not a pen. It's a bookmarker. It's a paperweight. Hair scratcher. Throw it. Back scratcher. Good. Hair scratcher, back scratcher. Good. Oh, it's a fidget device. An arrow. Good. Nice. 15 seconds. Push past. It's not a pen. It's a glass cutter. Good. 5 seconds. Boom. Nice. How'd you do? What did it feel like? I think Mary said hard. Yeah, absolutely. We will. All right. This time, I want you to grab a different object other than a pen that's around you. Grab something different. Now you're going to do something. You're going to do this individually for 2 minutes. It's not going to be a group one. And the competition is going to be who can come up with the most in 2 minutes of not what this is, but what this could be. So I have a giant dice right here. That's going to be mine. Everyone have their object? Be playful. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Work that divergent thinking muscle. It's getting a little warmed up. All right. 3, 2, 1. 2 minutes. And done. All righty. How many did you get? I got 13. 15. Dang, D. Good work. 17. Alan. Good work. 6, 8. Jeff, good work. Wida, awesome. All right. I'd love to hear from our winner, Ellen. What was your favorite one or two that you got? What was your object and what was your favorite?
Okay, it's an object that you can make different shapes out of. I don't even know the name of it, but I made a pterodactyl, a pyramid, a dodecahedron, a star, a jawbone, all
Nice.
sorts of stuff with it. I don't even know what you call it. It was given as a gift to me, and it moves around and has magnets with it and different stuff. So I kind of picked the perfect object to do
You
that.
You really did. D, what did you get? D, what a couple of yours?
Yeah, well, this my UNC Charlotte. I'm a alum and on the board, alumni board. So this water bottle was, I don't know, it was a lot of weapons. Torpedo, a bomb, a ski, a massager, I don't know, a sprayer, an ornament. My Christmas tree's still up over here, so
Yep.
Yep. A dumbbell, right?
Okay.
A paperweight,
Nice.
a ring holder. I said you could put like rings on it. I don't know.
Mhm.
A placeholder. Yeah, that's
That's
about it.
great.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. Very good. So what you'll find with divergent thinking exercises, first of all, these are great like warm-ups for meetings if you ever do that. It's also so if you ever are leading a meeting or have a chance to if you're looking for people to really get into that like mindset spirit, but also, you know, when we're able to look at things not at how they are, but what they could be, is such an important way, skill for us to be able to acquire. And when talking about the RDCA and our ability to do this, you're actually working that muscle out and loosening some things up. And so there's a lot of different divergent thinking activities out there and exercises. Most are pretty playful, but that's your first tool. Any questions on that? All right, Chris, tell me, does this share screen? Is that better now?
It'll work. It's not blocking any text, so you can
All right,
keep
it's not
going.
blocking anything. All right, cool. All right, well, the next one is bend, break, blend. This is the objects I ask you to acquire. So bending, breaking, and blending. There's our brains are associative machines. So the steam engine was inspired by the tea kettle. The cotton gin was inspired by someone watching a cat try to scratch through a what is it? It was like a fence. And so we look at things and we observe things, and it starts to inspire us in different ways. Like our brains just work on that way. So what I'm going to have us do is we're going to take these 3 to 5 objects that whatever you got during that break, and you don't have them, you can grab a couple. If you're literally, you don't have to, but if you're literally willing to break something to help you do this, this is kind of going further with the divergent thinking that we were just doing. But I'm going to give you 5 minutes on your own to go and try to create something new or as many different new things with those objects as you are possibly able to accomplish in the next 5 minutes. Does that make sense? Bending, breaking, and blending. So I guess I can give an example. So I have this sticker and I have a guitar pick. And I might break apart the guitar pick and somehow put it, parts of it here. What else do I have here? I have Post-it notes. But whatever you're able to bend, break, and blend, there's the theory behind it, and the assertion again is that as our ability to look at things and combine them in meaningful ways will increase our ability to be creative. So 5 minutes. Any questions before we let loose? And go. Jeff, I saw you hard at work. What'd you come up with?
Idle mind's an evil thing. Anyway, I had a piece of paper, a paper clip, and a pencil, and I took the pencil apart, folded the paper differently, and used the paper clip as a kind of a prop leg to create a beetle trap, since that's the topic of the day.
Very good.
All I need is bait.
Very good. Good work. Keith, what you come up with? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I think I see an earring on that. That's brilliant. Travis, how'd you do?
Okay, so I had a cane for the blind, and a fish hat. And so we did a flag and any number of other things.
Good work. Good work. Well, we're going to do this one more time, but we're not going to do it with physical objects. What I'd like you to do for this next go is I'd like for you to think back in the past, throughout your past ministry walk, like whatever, and whether you've been a part of ministry or put together ministry experiences. I'd like you to think about 3 to 5, depending. And I would love for you to think just conceptually, because so much of what we do at times in ministry is think of experiences and ministry opportunities that way. How could you potentially bend, break, and blend some of your previous ministry experiences into something new? That's the question. So, has it been I've been part of dinner church, and there was this one moment that I was that there was this really powerful art exhibit. Maybe there's conversation about doing something like that during a dinner church experience. You know, that's just something that I've experienced in my life. But how can you bend, break, and blend previous experiences that you've had in your faith into something that's new and meaningful? You'll have about 5 minutes to think about that. Write that down. All righty. I'll kick it off. The 3 things that I thought of were we've done college worship nights in a coffee shop. We do a local mission week every year called Transform, and we've done prayer walking in the past. And my blending of the 3 was that each morning or at the start of the week, we could ask participants in the local mission week to actually start with a prayer walk, and then we could end the week with rather than worshiping in our building, we could put together a community worship experience to kind of signify our connection with the community after we were done working in homes and et cetera. So that was my 5-minute blending of things together. Someone have a idea that they'd love to, or a blending or breaking a blending of previous experiences that they'd love to share? Maybe one more person.
Well,
Mary, go for it.
yeah, I had actually a few things that I had, like small groups, retreats, being in praise band, mission trips, and I had some stuff like being together and going out worshiping somewhere other than the church. Do the same thing with like a Bible study. We're near a public park, and I've often thought, if we just did our small group in the park, who might join in with us. Some ways of serving, like the mission trip idea, but closer by, like we have, there's a guy who was very active in our choir who's now in a nursing facility, and we thought about just going over there and doing our singing, just doing some singing there so that he could join in, and I'm sure we could, there'd be other people around that could be blessed with that. So those are
Excellent.
I also thought about having everybody in a small group play some kind of an instrument or percussion in
All
worship,
right.
because they'd never do it in church, but I thought, well, maybe in a small group they'd do.
Very good.
Just bang on something, or all the different kind of.
Yeah.
So
Great work. Great work. And Jeff, I saw you were trying to get in there. Did you?
No, like I say, I'm laity and taught Sunday school and led Bible studies and served on building teams and youth retreats and what have you. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we were very old, literally and metaphorically, a community of believers at the church that I belong to, but we're trying to find ways to better serve the community. But one of the things that came to mind, mixing all that together, was providing workshops for skills training and development for youth in developing life skills and employable skills, all mixed in a community of believers that would provide an opportunity for sharing their story. So that's one of the things that hopefully we can come to fruition on as well.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you. And there's this wonderful TED Talk that's called Embrace the Shake. And I'll send that your way also. But this artist did a lot of pointillism. And he eventually found out that he was starting to shake and he didn't know what to do. He said, basically, my career is over. I can't be an artist anymore. And someone eventually said, well, what if you just embraced that limitation? What if you embraced the shake? And all of a sudden he started creating art that he never imagined because he embraced this limitation that was in front of him. And so that's another creative tool. Now I have other tools, and but that's just a taste of it. Some of the most important lessons that I found with creative thinking and creative acts, I wanted to kind of get those in front of you. And I know, again, that was like rapid fire, and hopefully there's things that you can hold on to.